my job is also to build systems for revenue management,
Wow.
pricing, network planning,
That's
all those.
beyond data.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit beyond data, but it's a recognition of all those systems work only if you have a strong data foundation and strong data sets, and strong integration between those data. You cannot do optimizers to optimize your network, so your flights, your itineraries, all of that, if you don't have a strong highlight on your data, and a strong knowledge of your data.
Hi, thank you for joining us for another episode of Navigating Technology with Zeal. Every episode, we bring an exciting leader to meet with you virtually and to discuss a new upcoming topic in data, technology, AI. And today is one of those another exciting days. We have a data powerhouse literally in the studios with us. So lucky to have her here. We have the Managing Director IT Data for Southwest Airlines, France Grenell, with us in the studios today. And before I delve into France's background and all the million questions I have for her, and my brain's been working in overdrive of everything I want to ask on all of our behalves, let me tell you a little bit about France. France has a very deep and illustrious career in the airline space, starting with Amadeus, then a brief stint at United, and then finally, for the past 6+ years at Southwest Airlines. She has a master's in science in quality and design, and which is quality and design. Did I get that right, France? Yes. Which in itself is mind-blowing. And her long list of awards include being the board of editors for the CDO magazine, 2024 Global Women Data Powerhouse, 40 Under 40, this totally aged me, 2023 and 2024, and then leader of the quarter of Southwest Airlines. France, we are so excited to have you here in the office. Thank you for taking the time and being with us today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate being here. It's very nice. Thank you, Rashmi, for inviting me.
Absolutely. So here we are, and we're looking at your very illustrious career. We're looking at this fabulous journey. Take us to the very beginning. I'm always interested and curious. How does somebody end up in technology?
Yes, so as you said it, I have a master's of science, really did an engineering school. So in France, I'm an engineer by title, So yeah, it's a really funny story because, and probably the main step of my career, and it started at a bus stop, I want to say.
No way. Okay.
Where I landed at the wrong bus stop. So I was doing my final internship at Air France, came for an interview in the south of France, didn't really want to take the interview. I felt it was too IT.
Okay.
The job was too much in technology. So, but I went because I wanted a weekend paid for. I was a student, in the south of France, exactly.
Gorgeous, yes.
So I really went and got off at the wrong bus stop.
No.
So I had to hitchhike.
Oh.
First time in my life and only time to get to my interview.
We don't want to create the impression that it actually works, right?
It did, thankfully, everything worked well. And then I end up after the interview, after a lunch, I end up again at the bus stop to go back to my hotel, really. And so I'm at the bus stop and someone is waving at me. Hey, wait a minute, take the next bus. We have a contract for you.
Whoa, you must have made quite an impression. They followed you to the bus stop, Air France did, with a contract. Amazing.
So it was really a consulting company for Amadeus. And then a year later, I joined Amadeus as a staff member, etc. I mean, really, at the end, I took the job in the south of France. I thought, let's go for it. It's pretty cool.
And where were you located when you were working? Were you located in
on the French Riviera.
Oh my goodness.
So it was really great.
Yeah, you can't complain about that one at all.
Exactly. For a first job, it was a pretty amazing location. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So, and yeah, I fell in love with IT for airlines, really. in general. I love to know how to put those people in the plane, you know. It's great. I take the plane a lot. I love traveling. So
Right.
at the end of the day, it's really kickstarting my career, and became really passionate about it.
Did you ever think along the way, oh, maybe I should try a different industry like healthcare or no?
I did think about that, but I thought, I really like this industry.
Right.
So far so good. I really want to stay in this industry for now. I really love all the changes in the industry that we are seeing, and the challenges, and really, you know, it's a high scale
Yes.
industry. We have so many flights, you know, especially at Southwest Airlines, so many
Absolutely.
flights, so many huge network, a lot of customers, and you know, helping those customers to go where they want to go, and I think it's being part a little bit of their life, you know.
Right.
So I really enjoy that about travel in general, and for the most part being part of the good side of their life, you know. So it's very nice. I really love that industry.
That's amazing. Now, let's talk a little bit about what you do at Southwest today. In the bits and pieces I got while we were getting water, it just the portfolio kept increasing of everything you do there. So, can you give us an overview of everything that's under your purview as managing director data at Southwest?
Absolutely. So I do commercial data. So revenue management and network planning technologies. So I will explain a little bit what is all this airline
Yes,
kind
thank
of
you.
wording.
Well,
It's really the scheduling, so the systems and tools to schedule our flights,
Mhm.
provide itineraries and pricing, and then collecting all that data,
Mhm.
including the reservation, and redistribute either for insights, right, and become better at scheduling, opening new routes, etc., or to really operate the flights. We need to put those passengers in the flight, so that's why we collect all the reservation and we connect systems to systems, right,
Right.
to be able to put them in the plane in a safe way.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So,
Yes.
and reliable way, because
Reliable
we are
way.
already on the technology side. So, yeah, that's really what I'm doing. And again, I really love that. You know, I think it's a lot of big data, tons and tons of optimizers for us, and making that data speak. You know, I think this is really the era. More than collecting it, also integrating it, and bringing the value out of the data. You know, what does the data tell us? It's huge, you know, for us and our customers. At the end of the day, the goal is to help our customers, you know. So yeah.
Amazing. What does your team look like?
Yes, I have around 150 people, and the team is fun, I want to say. It's a pretty big team, very diverse, by the way, probably because of IT, but also because of the love for travel, you know, probably helps to have
Oh,
a
I bet.
diverse
I
team.
bet.
So that's very, very nice. So very diverse team, and a really, I would say, a high-performing but fun and innovating team, you know, and that's the dream of every leader. And it takes time, you know, to build such a team. But when the people are great, and at Southwest Airlines, I mean, I know you know a little bit about the people there, but the people are really fun
Right.
and really want to work to make the environment fun. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that is important. I feel that's how you really get excellence in the work, if you enjoy your work. You know, if you go
Absolutely.
to work every morning and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna have
You
a
look
great
forward
day."
to,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. You have to look forward to, otherwise you're in the wrong business.
Yes,
That's for sure.
exactly. I always say my first day at Southwest, I'm in the elevator, and everybody, and you know, for a European, it's a little bit strange for me to be everybody in the elevator. Oh, have a good day. Oh, have a good day. You know, at each
Right.
stop, and I'm like, great, I will have a good day.
How can I not?
Yes, exactly. So that was something that I think is telling
Yes.
of the atmosphere over there.
Now, how does that well-known Southwest culture, because we only experience it, of course, in our interactions with your team, but also flying on your planes, but hiring for technology, right? A lot of engineering, zeros and ones people. Do you have trouble finding the right fit tech and culture together as opposed to, flight crews different?
Yes.
But back in the back end tech, how does that work?
Yes, it's pretty competitive to get into Southwest,
Okay.
mainly because of that. You not only need to be good, at your job and excellent at what you do, especially when we hire developers, right? We really want them to be really good at what they do and develop fast and with quality,
Right.
right? But you also want them to fit in our culture.
Right.
So I think it's really a balance, and it's fairly hard to find indeed. The thing I think I care the most about is the fun will come with the job. We will
Right.
create opportunities, we will do everything we can to
Challenging, exciting projects.
exactly.
Right.
So what I personally care about when I want to hire, etc., what I try to tell my managers is make sure they are caring. If they care for others, then I think their personality will show as we go in their job,
Right.
care for others, for your colleagues, for your customers, and also care for your work.
Right.
So when you are a caring person, I think your job is usually pretty good.
Yeah. And being in the
So
hospitality industry, you may not be on the front lines of caring,
yeah.
but it seems like it has a ripple effect through the entire org.
Yes, exactly. And when you're in IT, I think that when you're in IT, you always have many business customers. This is a little bit my life, I have to
Right.
deal with many other internal customers, and you need to care about their needs, to be able to fulfill them and create the right system for their needs.
Right.
So I think that's very important.
Wonderful. I'll tell you an incident that I remember before we move on to more technical topics. We had dinner together last year during the holidays with you and your team. And I was so surprised and blown away that at that holiday dinner, you pulled out a little gift for every one of your team members and some of our Zealers that you work with as well, with their name personalized. It wasn't like something you mass packaged and brought to the table. You had everyone's name.
Yes.
And to be at your level and to have that level of consideration, I think that's almost unseen these days.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to tell. And yes, I love doing that. It was also Southwest leather. So it was something with
Okay.
Southwest Airlines leather, which I love that
Yeah.
principle. And this year, I'm already thinking about their little, and your present to
Right.
thank them. And yes, I've been trying to do a little bit more personalized too. And this time, like putting things together, trying to curate it myself.
Yeah, because I think the team follows the leader. And you seem to be an inherently kind person and thoughtful. So I can imagine when you're hiring that you're looking for some of those qualities in your team as well.
Yes, definitively. I really think that everybody will tell you probably that I'm kind, fun, but I'm also very disciplined and sometimes, very demanding. I shoot for excellence. So that's kind of the motto in my life too. So those three things combined.
Right.
So even if we work hard, and we have to deliver quality products, quality IT really, and fast, because that's the world we are living in.
Right.
As you know, Rashmi, everything is fast right now.
Absolutely.
But
Especially in tech.
yes, but I think you really need to enjoy doing it, and that's if you have a problem, we need to be here for them and to understand and help.
Right.
That I think our job as leaders, otherwise I feel that I cannot expect the level of excellence I want.
No, certainly.
Neither.
I agree. I feel like that balance that you've achieved so gracefully and beautifully, a lot of leaders don't get there because what they don't realize is that you can be firm, set the bar high, expect your team to perform well, but still be kind and gracious and honest with them in return. So I think you seem to have embodied that really well.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying, For the longest time, I thought, what is my brand, my leadership, style really? And I said, I don't like being too strong, until someone told me, but France, yes, you're strong. But why do you remember only that part of you?
Right?
It's funny. You're fun. I love going to your team meetings. They are fun. I was like, really? That's funny that you're telling me that. And you're so kind. I mean, I'm like, I have zero empathy. Like, no, you cannot tell. I
can't
had
say
to
that.
confess in front of 250 people, guys, I have no empathy. A lot of people were shocked. I'm like, wow, good. I have a way to socially care for people, probably.
That's funny. That is hilarious. That you look at yourself like that, but then there's a whole flip mirror vision that your team sees you.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. But yeah.
So going back to the topic of the day, data. I'm a firm believer, and I think most technologists agree, that for anything we want to do today, whether it's AI driven or an automation project, data is key. And I think for the longest time it was overlooked. So I'm very happy to see for it to be on the forefront. How is Southwest dealing with, does data have a seat at the table? And how is those decisions made? How are you ensuring the balance between the need from a technology standpoint, business standpoint, and the data that's going to then enable it?
Yes. That's a very good question and good topic. And, it reminded me actually, as you were asking the question about my first job again, my bus stop job. But yeah, when I joined, as a side piece of my job, I was representing Amadeus, a reservation system, at IATA for their data forum.
Okay.
So already at that time, we were like, we need to integrate airline with other airlines, right? They need to exchange data, or airline with travel agencies. That's very important, or big travel agencies now on the web, right? Like Expedia, etc. So you have to integrate all of that. This is data integration, but it was a side part of my job.
Right.
At Southwest, I was really lucky that our current CIO, Lauren, really made data at the forefront of technology. And she created, and we created really this data foundation with another of my colleagues, a few of my colleagues. And we really said, this is important. So she decided we will have directors over that.
Okay.
And now what is very interesting is that we built that foundation, new framework, new data, pretty modern, continuing evolving that, right? So that we can apply AI, we can apply optimization techniques, truly advanced analytics, right?
Right.
And what is even more amazing is you must think, yes, she did that, that's great. It was in the forefront of technology. But really now, my job is also to build systems for revenue management,
Oh, wow.
pricing, network planning.
So that's beyond data.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit beyond data, but it's a recognition of all those systems work only if you have a strong data foundation and strong data sets, and strong integration between those data. You cannot do optimizers to optimize your network, so your flights, your itineraries, all of that, if you don't have a strong highlight on your data, and a strong knowledge of your data.
Absolutely.
As well as obviously your business process.
Can you talk a little bit about the data stack you have, or is it too diverse and varied and system-based?
No, absolutely. We can talk about it. We are mainly an AWS shop, right? We obviously purchase IT systems also. So we have our own, and we also have some different IT system, and that's how we get our cloud diversity really. But mainly an AWS shop for the data stack really. Lots and lots of warehousing and lake, so data lake,
Right.
etc. Warehousing through Redshift, and then what we have done is really create that real-time data platform with event architecture.
Okay.
So it's all event-driven, especially when you need real-time
Well, I was
data.
going to say in your industry, that's probably very critical.
Yes.
It's not optional.
To operate our flights, completely critical. To have insight from our customer very quickly, totally critical. So yeah, it's a little bit what other industries do, you know, like Uber, like Instacart, you know, that kind of event-driven, very fast and reliable type of data exchange. So that's really what we are doing. And so I love that. We chose Confluent, but really the point is event-driven architecture that is reliable, you know.
Right.
So we've invested heavily in that over the past few years, and it's really helping. Not
I'm sure
only
you're
our
already seeing
operations.
returns on that.
Yes, totally. Returns on not being able to treat a lot of data. You know, when you have a lot of cancellations one day, unfortunately, not linked necessarily to Southwest Airlines. Many airlines lately had several cancellations. How do you treat that massive amount of data? Well, I'm pleased to say that over the past few days we had that, and there was absolutely zero disruption based on technology.
Oh, wow.
You know, like we were able to completely process all of that and reprocess, you know, if we have to reaccommodate our customers in a very timely manner. And I think that was great for them, you know. We never love doing that, obviously, you know,
Right.
but sometimes you have external factors that have impacts on our business, and the idea is really to make sure our customers have as smooth as possible of a ride, not only in the air, right? But and all of that, but also the full customer experience,
Right.
the journey really, and all of that I think is powered by data behind the scene, you know.
And I think the airline industry is sort of driven by that loyalty. I think that the customers are very loyal to the brand that they attach themselves to.
Yes.
And then there's, you know, just to bring a little fun topic in, I was talking to some people and I was like, well, I get anxious because the planner on me wants to know what seat I'm going to be at and not the band. So I was like, yay, now I get seat assignment. And then some other people were like, that is not what I liked about Southwest. I like the fact that, you know, because I have priority and I would get the best seats anyway. So that there's so much like, you know, oh, one side of the coin, other side of the coin going on. How does technology play into situations like, I'm sure you have a lot of fun with those decisions.
Yes, and actually this is a great topic that I love. So last year especially, and this year a little bit, but I really helped and did the solution for seats, you know.
Okay.
For Southwest, like how system-wise, right? Not the business solution,
Right.
obviously, but understanding where we are going with the business. I think it's key to be able to provide a great solution.
And it's the foundational
technical solution.
piece of the puzzle,
Exactly.
right? The whole seating arrangement.
Exactly.
Yes.
How can you board people? You know,
Right.
how can they keep their priority? How can they board still efficiently for our
How does the
operations,
app
for
work?
them?
Yes.
Exactly. How does it sit? How do you sell it, etc., etc. So all of that. How do you put all of this together too? That's something Southwest had never done in the
Right.
past. So obviously our systems were more. Some had the capabilities to do that, but we kind of overrided that capability. So we needed to go backwards. How do you go backwards the most efficient way possible, you know, and the way that fits the best our business and what the customers want.
And doesn't have other unintended impacts.
Yes. So first there is that entire piece of the architecture and the solution, but also data. obviously data to inform our business. Is that what we will do? Is that what will happen? Do our customers will like that or not? As you said, it's yes, generally, definitively got amazing feedback, but there is always a but, right? Or an and. And I still want
always
to
have everybody be happy, right?
I still want to board quickly. I still want to have some priorities and things like that. And so we were able to put that in. We hope the best of we could already, and really trying to see all those data, right? See what they are doing, the insights we had on our customers for the data to try to place them was important.
Right.
As well as then using huge optimizers to try to simulate.
Right.
We did some simulation. One of my team did that with the help of an innovation team, but we really provided the tech behind the scene. It was really fun. We really simulated multiple ways of boarding.
Oh, wow.
How do we do if we board this, we board that, but that customer has this priority, that customer has this per product, that customer... It was fantastic.
All the combinations and permutations and combinations of the different status. And
I don't think anybody was able, actually, in the airline industry to sit down and think that way when they were thinking about seating,
Yeah.
But nowadays, this was definitively optimizers, simulators, big data behind, so advanced analytics, not quite AI, but nowadays with AI, with agentic AIs, I feel that it would have been even faster to do that.
I bet, yes.
But in general, it was fairly fast, right? We did that, and we were able to stand up those simulations very quickly, and this was amazing. This was literally amazing. This is something that I feel now technology empowers you to do, truly put the ideas of those great minds, who are doing the product and trying to help the customers in a technology product, and trying to show also what are the best ways to do that and to fulfill so many internal customers. At the operations, right, as well as the commercial side that will really sell those seats at the end. So,
and it's almost like technology finally is at pace with business needs. It's not like business came up with an idea and now we're going to run a query at night over millions of records, and then maybe when we get back tomorrow it'll be done. It's not that anymore.
Yes, we still have some of that. If some of my business customers are watching, they probably would say France. So I need to admit we still have some of that, but we are trying to have that on what is least important, right? So we are really trying to look at that, because getting data fast, getting data reliable, integrating data still has a cost. Of course, the cost is becoming lesser and lesser, which is amazing. We can do more and more, and we are watching that. As a leader in IT, I have to watch that all the time. What can I do that is also fast, excellent, super quality, but that is also good for our cost, right? Our people don't want to pay millions of dollars for tickets neither, right? So I have still to make sure that our costs are controlled, so that's kind of fun.
It's the fine balance we walk. So I want to go back to a point you just made a second ago, the internal operations, right? So in any large org that's customer service facing, whether it's a bank or an airline, you've got the customer facing applications that directly impact people like me that consume that tech. And then you've got the internal applications that is more operations driven on the back end processing. And those two worlds are not always moving at the same pace because the needs, pressures, costs allocated, budgets, it's all different for both those scenarios. How is Southwest, and particularly your area on the data side, sort of balancing that equation?
Yes, thank you for asking that question. I think we've gotten better. Definitively gotten better at it. It's still, and I understand what we do for the customer is the most important, no matter what. That is true. But also, I think we've been better ourselves at proving that if you have a good backend, you can do more for the customer.
Absolutely.
When you are in IT, a lot of the time it's just, or we feel that it's just internal customers coming at us, the business, marketing, etc., coming at us and wanting some things. But I think more and more we can help those decisions. We call it a lot business of IT, managing our IT costs, but also indicating that there are opportunities for us to collectively work on it, and that will help Southwest, the customer experience in general, and I think that's very important. And I think this is, again, probably thanks to our CIO and several of us really helping her in that journey, but we really are way better at it. Way better at it.
I think that's the equation of it. You hire the right people that put the right perspective on what's needed for the org and put the big picture in mind. It takes a lot of effort. And it's a daily struggle, isn't it, to prove up that point?
I wouldn't call it a struggle, but it's a daily challenge. Yeah, exactly. A daily challenge. Why? Because, again, when you care about the business, and you have the same goals as your business partners, I think they understand and they are open to feedback, right? And to help. So yes, you need to provide the data. Still back to the data, right? I like to provide the data and to help influence. But I think that's a good challenge. Actually, I love giving our tech perspective, when it's needed to the business. I think that's very important. We are working in a common goal here, So yeah, that's great.
Wonderful. Any exciting upcoming consumer-facing changes that you can share comfortably with us today?
So, in general, I would say, and I think it's in the airline industry too, the richness of our products is becoming better. Meaning that before we had kind of a few product types, and you had a few benefits. But now I think while we can't talk fully about personalization, it was a big thing 10 years ago, how do we personalize? Well, we might not want. We also want to preserve our customers too, We don't want to bug them all the time either and truly personalize. But at least we can try to do and propose multiple things that they really like. And I think that this is a little bit new. It's not only the right to fly anymore and get a seat in a plane, right? But it's all the things that goes around it. That can help. So definitively we are working on that, like many of other airlines. And I think we have more the means to do that nowadays with a lot of data, a lot of insights, a lot of definitively ideas, but ways to test the ideas on our products a little bit better. And I think that's great. And that richness of product, I think, is really what we are targeting and where the airline industry is going, right? It's a little bit the same as a retailer, when you think about it. All the offers you get in some of those big retailer like Amazon, etc. I was actually very surprised to see that other big brands were retailing things a little bit the Amazon way. Very recently, I was on the Walmart website and I was like, this is interesting.
Yeah, because they had other vendors.
Yes.
I noticed that too.
Yeah, so I think it's fun to look at that, and that creates that richness of product, right? A little bit different here because it's goods, but on those retailers, and for us it's flights. But we cannot shy, especially Southwest Airlines. I think we have so many flights, and that's definitively a lot of seats on planes, you know. So we do also have a lot of products, and we can try to have this variance in the products to better adapt to what the customer wants. A
Right.
family doesn't want necessarily the same as a business
As a business,
traveler, you know.
absolutely.
I've changed a lot my way of traveling since I have a kid. From never, ever, ever checking in bags to now always
having to
checking
check
in
in
bags.
Yes.
So it's very funny how when you're different timing in your life, you
Rolling with
change
that
your
backpack and carry-on days are over.
so trying to really get that richness in our products, I think, is important. And more and more we see in the airline industry talking about offering and product cataloging and things like that. So it's definitively something that is coming on the IT side, you
Right.
know, empowering that kind of experience for the
Right.
customer.
How exciting. I have so many questions for you, but one last semi-tech question. When there's seasonal ups and downs,
Yes.
like the holiday time coming up,
Yes.
does that directly impact your team? Or you guys just always prep for it and it's more groundwork that's done and the systems are ready? Or are you literally on call?
Yes, so that's first, I'm always on call.
I'm not surprised.
When you work in IT, a lot of us are always on call, but in general, I'm not very much called, which is amazing.
Because you have
know?
built a wonderful team.
Exactly. The team has built wonderful systems, you know, behind the scenes, and reliable for the most part, right? Or when we see they are not fully reliable, then we really take action, right? This is something we don't take any shortcut with.
Right.
Probably being in the airline industry help,
Right.
because you know you need to have high standards.
Yeah, your SLAs are probably
Yes, very and rightly so, right? It's a regulated industry too, so for many good reasons too. So that's what's happening for us. So I would say over the years I saw a change. So I was probably way more cold 7, 10 years ago, and less cold, thankfully, because I think we have that leverage of really trying to work on it all year long.
Right.
And that's very important. So what we still do during the really high travel period is no change.
Right.
Much change in production or on our software, so that we don't risk anything.
Right.
But globally, I would say we are system-wise, we really work on it all year long. And what is nice is that, again, back to technology has improved so much, AI has improved so much, you can try.
Right.
You can try and simulate that another time in test system. Now you can spin up those huge test system, you know, that really mimic production.
Right.
I mean, we do that for many things. We even do that for all our system of itineraries and inventory management, etc. We have literally in parallel, as we speak, 4 systems, or 3, and production being the 4th one.
That's
but
running
3 systems,
simulations.
yes, in parallel.
Also ready to be like switched to backup.
Seeing what is a little bit better for us, bit better for our customers, you know. What if we put more seats on that plane? What if we put less seats on that plane for this and this reason? So we have a lot of things running in parallel to see and adapt if we had done that differently. So maybe next fall we will do that way, you know, instead of so that's important. We didn't have that 10 years ago at all. It would have been so much cost for us.
The technology
to do that.
wasn't there
Yes,
to
the
be able to do it.
technology was not there or not affordable at all to do things like that. So this is pretty cool. So being able to work on that reliability all year long is also something amazing, you know, for us.
Absolutely. And so grateful for the people that make it happen. Everybody on the front lines and the back end, like yourself, and the TSA, the ground crew, the air traffic controllers, where we flip a light switch, we expect it to turn on. We get to the airport, we expect to be at our destination, and so much is taken for granted, and so much gratitude for people that sacrifice their holidays so our holiday travel is safe. So thank you to your entire team
Well,
for making
thank
that
you. And
happen.
yes, thank you to all the employees of Southwest
Yes.
Airlines. I think we have, us being in IT, we have so much respect for the people who are close to the customers,
Absolutely.
and the travelers, really.
Yes.
This is amazing, the job they do every day, and the hospitality they show in difficult times sometimes,
Well,
are
national
really.
pandemics, they're considered frontline workers, and so they show up and they
Yes.
make it happen. So,
Yes,
absolutely.
so that's really amazing. Yes, we are so grateful, and as we say, we really are cohorts, So we are really trying to encourage and help them as much as we can.
I felt it today too. So, thank you for sharing that, love. Now, what's next for France, personally, professionally? Because we don't get here without being driven and hyper focused. So, how's your journey unfolding according to you?
Yes, I feel that I've been so grateful in my career. I couldn't have imagined that. It was a lot of discipline for sure and work, but also a little bit of luck, like the bus stop situation, but other kind of situations too, where it's, I would say, yeah, I'm working for Southwest Airlines now, literally because I met my husband at a party, and it was my going away party to leave Dallas, and then I came right back, So all of those things are a little bit of luck. So I've never been someone driven by titles or, anything like that, but by doing work that I like. So the next thing, I'm not sure what it is, but I need to say my end goal is really to retire early. You must think, oh my gosh, France, you're so European.
We'll be watching to see, but I have a lot of respect for that attitude. I will tell you that. Maybe you'll inspire some of us other in the more American mode of doing business, right?
Yeah, so really getting to a point where I can work a little bit part-time, still helping the airline industry, definitively helping everybody I can, really, and then fully retiring a little bit earlier than.
But we also have to say that you probably squished in a whole extra 20 years of stress early on in your career because of the industry you're in. Right. So I think you've kind of earned that early retirement already. I wouldn't call it early.
But yeah, I think that's, I'm a true believer of work-life balance, and don't get me wrong, I work hard too, like but I really want to enjoy those moments, and, working towards that is probably the next goal of mine, how I work towards this, how I make my experience in my work helping me to work toward that more, moving forward to enjoying my life, at the fullest. I love working though, so it's going to be interesting, and that's why I'm probably, staggering it a little bit will be probably.
Well, the Dallas tech community is very close-knit and very together and there for each other. So we'll be seeing and see if you really follow through on that commitment or not.
Yeah.
What do you do today to unwind and relax? What is your go-to self-care?
Yes, that's a very, very good question, because I feel as a mom of a 3-year-old and a wife and a professional, right? Like so many of my team members, by the way, like you too, and so many of our colleagues, it's difficult to unwind, frankly. I think there is still a little bit of social pressure on women where after their work, they still have to perform at home.
Your other work stars.
Exactly. And more of that pressure is coming for fathers too, or men in the family too. But still, I think it has been harder for me to unwind. So before I was dancing, this was easy. I was dancing, swing dancing.
Oh, I love swing dancing. East or West Coast?
East Coast.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it was really, I love doing that. I was doing a little bit of yoga, etc. Now I need to be more, I don't go dancing every week anymore. It's just not possible.
You're running after a 3-year-old. That's your dancing.
Yes, exactly. So really, I need to take those moments for myself where I need to say, well, look, I need a little bit of time this weekend to do what I want to do. And honestly, being with my family is the most important. So, it can be unwinding for me, is calling my sister, calling my mother,
Right.
and chatting about the world and chatting about our lives
Yeah.
and sometimes our work a little bit, but, mainly chatting about everything else. They are very French and they like to talk about everything in the world and criticize everything in the world, which is great. And I kind of enjoy that. That takes my mind out of things,
Gives you a little flavor of back where you grew up. Yes.
Yes, so really, really important in my life right now to be able to call for 1 hour uninterrupted.
Yeah. It's those being present moments, right, that actually ground us. So,
Yes, exactly.
what's your favorite destination that you highly recommend since you're in the travel industry? And that, I promise, is my last question.
Yes, that's a great question. Let me think about that because I love traveling. I travel so much. But, recently, I would say we have been going back to Amelia Island.
Oh, okay.
And it has been nice family vacation for us in Florida. It's
Uh-huh.
in Florida at the border with Georgia. And the flight is easy.
Yeah,
I can fly on Southwest
from
Airlines.
Love Field.
Yes, exactly. So that's really nice. So it's a direct flight, and I've been enjoying, crabbing over there, doing some fun things like that. There is a lot of nature. The ocean is there. Makes me think
Beautiful
about
waters.
made me think about the Atlantic coast on the other side, on the European side when I was going with my parents, etc. So yes, water and nature is my favorite thing. So together, I like the mountains a lot too, but I cannot do beach every day. This is not possible. So yeah, something that has a little bit of a combination.
Activity. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yes, so Amelia Island has been wonderful.
Okay.
And strangely enough, I have team members who are from there.
Okay.
Yes.
How wonderful is that?
So that's really nice,
So I need to go back and tell my husband our next vacation is already the destination is set, Amelia Islands. We'd love to check it out.
Yeah, that's an easy thing. But of course, I go back to France many times a year. That's also dear to my heart, right? And very important for me, for family.
Right.
And you enjoy the little things. My parents live in the mountains, so
Oh, pretty.
yes. So I really got to enjoy. When I was a teenager, I was like, there is nothing to do here. And now I'm like, oh my God, I can really relax. This is the best of the best. I can see my grandma, and I love just having coffee or hot chocolate with her, and enjoying a nice little biscuits that she always have, and things like that, and stay like that for hours with my mom and my sister and her and my dad often, join us. That's those precious moments wherever they are in the world, I think, is where you want to be, where your family is.
Most certainly. And what a positive, uplifting note to end our conversation today. Thank you, France, so much for taking the time. Your authenticity, your kindness, your honesty, it all reflects through, combined with your brilliance in the data industry and what you do on a daily basis. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. That's a lot of nice things, but thank you so much, Rashmi, for inviting me here. Really, I truly appreciate it. You have a beautiful office. It has been a pleasure to chat with you this morning. It has been really wonderful.
Thank you very much.